Yeah, we don't
They need
like
to go back
it.
home with that.
We
I
don't-
know.
we-
FMG Unscripted. Welcome back to a all new episode of FMG Unscripted. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? This is our third episode. And guess what we're talking about today? Rebranding. We're looking at it from a celebrity perspective, a business perspective, and we here to give you the tea. Like, are they good? Are they bad? All of it. And I'm not just going to be talking about myself. I have the lovely FMG ladies here. Some of us are here on set. So y'all introduce yourself.
Big raps, not the little one.
And it's the one and only Erin Page. Yeah.
And I'm Larissa. Hi, guys.
And I'm your host, Janae. So like I said, we're talking about rebranding. Now, let me tell y'all what rebranding actually is.
No, you ain't gotta tell us. You gotta tell them.
This is
Oh,
my
you mean
camera
them.
right here,
You
girl.
mean
Camera
them, eh?
2.
Tell them.
Rebranding is a marketing strategy that involves changing a company's brand identity. It can include a new name, logo, color scheme, website, message change. So all of that. Basically, you restructuring yourself. And it also can include when you add new company leadership. So an executive change, CEO change, all of that. Okay, so let's kick it off, ladies. Some celebrities have had some interesting, questionable rebrands, to say the least.
Someone, so we did
So, so which rebrands we want to talk about today that y'all feel like has made an impact in society, has made an impact on their career in a good or bad way? Who y'all thinking of?
Well, I think the first type that we need to talk about is that Disney star to a pop star pipeline.
Ooh.
Right.
And I feel a good example of that is Miley Cyrus.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So let's talk about it.
Okay.
We went from Hannah to Miley.
Montana. And I'm on that. I'm sorry.
She did her country, and then she went and had her, 23 and the hip hop phase, and she also had Wrecking Ball, so that R&B phase, and then now she's back to country.
Is it
Right.
country?
So she gone from
I don't know.
white to black to white again. Right. But before we go there, Aaron made a good point with the whole Disney transition. They had their clean pop image, and she had to stay with that during the times of being a Disney star.
Right.
And then she did like, I can be tamed.
What?
Y'all don't remember that? When she had the black
I
angel
do, but
wings.
I just wasn't
Y'all
expecting you
like
to
it?
sing it. I ain't gonna.
Why not give them a little taste of me? And then she did Party in the USA.
Yeah,
and
man,
then-
iconic.
I mean, I felt like that was still under the Disney
That's what
banner,
I'm saying.
though.
It's still under that, but that was her trying to branch out a little bit. And when it didn't get her the notoriety that big to do,
Yes,
then she
but
gone into
Then she went.
right. Type sugar.
Right.
She went. The thing. A lot of these rebrands, especially when you're talking about personal rebranding, or you're trying to like distance yourself from a specific images, the first thing these people do is go black.
Yeah.
You go black.
That's the first
You
thing they
can't go
do.
back.
You put it on, you get what you need to get, then you take it off and you go back to where you started, because she was always a little country girl.
Right.
So that time period in which she was Mike Will made whatever that was. Hey, that's the producer tag.
Yeah.
She was
Yeah.
all about that life. She
Right.
was wearing Jordans. She was twerking on stage.
Hey.
She became she was a caricature.
I love
Right.
it. I love
And
it.
after she succeeded, she went, oh well, let me start dialing it back. So that's the wrecking ball phase. Let me show the people I could sing a little bit.
But let's talk. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit, talking about appropriation versus appreciation.
Okay.
Do you feel like these celebrities appreciate
No.
Black culture
No.
or appropriate it?
No.
And who's a celebrity that you feel like has appreciated Black culture
I have
throughout the years?
I have the answer for
Okay.
you. I mean, and let me not say appreciate, but I have an answer for that question.
Or at least was trying to be a culture vulture.
Yeah.
Martha Stewart.
Okay,
Valid.
you're right.
Martha Stewart.
That's
Martha,
true. That's
no
true.
matter
That's true.
Martha Stewart, no more niggas. She's hang up with than
Me?
most, right?
She's at the
However,
cookout for sure.
She is always the
sure,
white woman in the room.
always.
Yeah,
And
She's
that's
Snoop
what
is
I like
a
about her.
bestie.
she's made that very clear.
Yeah, Snoop is a bestie.
you see what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Do we have a problem with celebrities doing that to change themselves, evolve themselves,
Yes.
as long as they're not being a culture vulture, trying to act like
that's a very thin line. That's a
It
very
is a
thin line,
thin
and most of
line.
them don't know how to
Thin
walk
line.
it.
But I
Yeah.
feel like if you could walk it, it's fine. I feel like that's why we say appreciation versus appropriation.
Yeah, that's
if
what
you
I'm
have a
saying.
genuine
The issue is-
appreciation, I think you could tell the difference.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So I gotta cut the short.
That
We've
man
been
is
talking
a
about
country
celebrities
artist
for a
now.
hot minute now. Let's talk about some brands, some companies that have rebranded. I know one I want to bring up. Jaguar.
Sorry.
Y'all.
They need to go.
Jaguar.
They need to go
Okay,
back
so
home
if
with that
y'all
one.
didn't know,
I know.
back last year in November, Jaguar had a big. This is a full rebrand. They had a
Mhm.
full rebrand. They changed their logo.
CEO.
The company
Yeah,
head changed. The
no.
CEO
Yeah.
changed.
No.
The design of the cars changed. The
Mhm.
logo changed.
Yeah.
Everything changed
It
about
is.
Jaguar, and it's
It ain't
completely.
given.
I'm not a fan.
It took away their core messaging.
Yeah.
Like when I
Yeah.
saw Jaguar, I used to want a Jaguar as a child. That
Me
used to be my
too,
favorite
girl.
car.
Yes,
It
girl.
gave
When you go away,
luxury.
we used to rent a Jaguar every day.
Word, y'all. It gave like I in a Jaguar. This is a luxury
yeah.
car.
Right.
Now they switch over to these electric cars, and they just look like a Tron Legacy,
Yeah,
some
it don't
generic
Give. It don't give.
box shaped looking thing. They
Yeah.
posted a commercial. I don't know if you guys saw, but it didn't even have cars in
Cars
the video.
it.
No,
I
I
It's
didn't
like
get the point.
people.
The messaging did not come
didn't
across.
connect.
Like it didn't
Mhm.
connect.
Yeah, we don't
They need
like
to go back
it.
home with that.
We
I
don't-
know.
we
Yeah, I'm not a
we
fan.
don't like
I
it.
understand the
And I
whole
think it
like
did more harm than
electric
good.
wave, but like
Yeah.
now, and correct me if I'm wrong. Think of every electric car company. Think of BYD.
Mhm.
Think of the new one, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Mm.
And then you think of a Jaguar, and all their branding is so similar. Like,
Yeah.
why, y'all? I'm not. A
It just it's like, especially with the
fan.
logo, like
It's
it
so
went from like
rounded.
the actual Jaguar,
Yeah.
giving that vibe, the gold to like the silver
Right.
chrome
Mhm.
with these generic sans serif letters.
Right.
Yeah.
All of it is taking away, and I think the thing when you talk about rebranding as a business,
Mhm.
you have to be careful not to lose your core
Yes.
audience.
Yeah.
Agreed.
You could still grow.
Your
There's,
brand
you could still
identity.
rebrand. You
Yeah.
could still
Right.
change, and you've
Mhm.
been in the business for 10, 20, 30 plus years.
Mhm.
Right.
But the core people that buy your
Right.
product, your service, your items, whatever it is,
But again,
you have to remember them.
But who's to say that their market research didn't say that the people who actually buy in the Jaguars? Because I love us, and one day
Mhm.
maybe we will have Jaguar money to just throw down like
I
that.
don't want to buy
But-
it now.
Well, no,
No.
that's what I'm saying. It wasn't for us.
Yeah.
No, I say
The
in
people,
the spirit
you
of
see what I'm saying?
luxury.
Mhm.
For us, Jaguar is an aspirational thing for the people who have it already, who could walk in that store and say, "Give me my car and let me
Mhm.
walk out." You think they didn't do the market research
No,
for that?
man. In the spirit of luxury,
I know they
luxury
do
sells a
something.
dream. So
True.
your target
They gone
market
from
ain't the
luxury
people
to
who
attainable.
buy in the cars.
You think- well,
It's the people who want to
want
buy
it,
the
right.
cars.
Yeah,
Right.
but the
So
people
now
who
you
want to
lost
buy the car,
me.
Right.
But the people who want to buy the cars, 90% of them can't afford the cars.
But that's the point of
That's the
luxury.
point of
You
luxury.
selling
That's
a
literally
dream.
the whole
Now
point.
there's no dream
Yeah.
because you selling electric cars, and I could get that from any of them.
Anyway,
Whoever have
if
the
I
best
think of electric
technology,
car,
I
I'm
go
not going to
into.
Jaguar. I'm going to Tesla or something like
Someone
a
who-
more
right.
well-known.
We're not going to
Exactly.
Tesla.
Okay,
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 but
we're not
so
going to Tesla.
another
We're
brand.
not
I
going
just
to
say
Tesla.
that as an
Pull that
example.
up.
BYD,
We're
something
not
easy
going to
car
Tesla.
sales. We going somewhere.
Right, we going
Yeah.
somewhere, but like, why would I want to go to
No,
Jaguar?
but that's the same
That's
thing.
my thing.
No, but that's the same thing because even if you saying, okay, well, I would go to BYD. When you go to BYD, you still looking for a car that suits your specific
Mhm.
aesthetic.
Mhm.
You're not just going to pick a car off the lot because it's an electric car. Yes, because you could get that anywhere. We need to look at what the difference between the Jaguar electric is
Mhm.
as opposed to what a BYD electric
No, they
is.
done
You see what I'm
lost
Mind
it.
you,
saying?
I
I'll be
saw
honest.
what the new cars looked like, and that's why I said it just looked like a Tron looking. It
Mhm.
didn't look like, whoa, this sleek, this still luxury, this
Mhm.
still wow. It
Yeah,
literally
no, it-
like Teslas look better than their version to me, and I ain't even like a big Tesla fan, so I ain't trying to like.
But and I also feel like the difference with Tesla is Tesla has always been that.
Yeah, it has always
True.
been electric.
So that's why it would always
Yeah,
work
that's
for
why it
Tesla because
works.
Yeah.
that's Tesla.
and then I did,
But that is not Jaguar.
Right.
You're
That's
right,
the
you're right, you're right.
difference.
Jag-
Yeah.
and the old Jaguar branding sort of lent itself to the cat likeness of it all,
Yes.
the curves of it, the sort
Yeah.
of sleek, the
The
sleek.
sleek
Now,
That
if they
sort of
had taken
able to
that
creep-
and made it electric,
Now,
That's
see,
maybe
that
now
would-
you
that
have
would
a
have been
market.
cool.
And I feel like they
Honestly.
would have still had their core audience because you're talking about we at this present stage we might have not been the people who would buy a Jaguar,
Hmm.
Yeah.
but those people looked at the Jaguar car and said I wanted that. Now when they look at Jaguar cars, they may
like,
not say
we need
I want that.
if you have a Jaguar, an old school, like what was you need, go in the comments, tell us
tell us
why you want a
Jaguar owners
right. If the Jaguar owners
How
are
do you
seeing
feel?
this,
Are you gonna
say why? Do you like the
new Jaguar?
did it work for you because you already own one, or
And I think
or did you talk about
we
like
need
the
to
rest
know.
of us?
I think they're trying to attain to a new audience. You know, maybe they felt like it was too closed off.
Yeah.
Their demographics wasn't wide enough. Maybe they thought, oh, this
But
just for
then-
like white
but then
people
it
who
takes
live in
away-
the
lose the
60s.
it takes away from
I know
the
that's the
luxury and
point,
exclusivity.
but maybe with their new CEO and everything,
Yeah,
they might be
maybe
saying
again, we
want
wanna
to
make it more-
expand
we
our
wanna make it more
market.
accessible.
Let's make it a little bit more
Well,
accessible.
in that case, then I feel like they just didn't do it the right way. Then.
I
I think it
agree.
was too much
yeah,
of a
I
hard
It
should
should have
we
been
don't
switch.
like
like a
It was too much of a
stage,
hard
like
switch.
go by
I think they
stages.
could have gone a different route.
I
Yeah.
It
agree.
was too much of a hard switch, and I feel like anybody who would have been interested,
Mhm.
I
Ain't
think they
interested now.
lost their. I just
Because
think they lost
I
it.
did read an article saying that Jaguar sales, was plummeting. Like they haven't been making money for years.
Right.
So I could understand this difference in this rebrand because now the new
Mhm.
leadership is saying, hey, we ain't making no monies with our current look and feel. Maybe we need to expand and open it to everybody else.
True.
But you definitely it's a risk for me. Y'all can let me know how y'all feel about it. It's a risk because you definitely lose your old audience, those who were actually buying your cars, and you may chance new people coming in.
Yeah.
But people are knowing Jaguar for a certain feel, look, and those new persons might still look at Jaguar and be like,
market research because to make such a concrete decision to go in the opposite direction, they had to have the figures, they had to have the numbers
I
to
feel
say
like
that.
they had to be down bad.
I
I
saw
feel
that
like
rebrand
that's
was
such
expensive.
such a big risk to take to not like you have like they had to be down bad. Like the
Also-
current trajectory they were on.
Also,
but it
remember
had
that
to
we are
be
looking at this from
super
the
good for
marketing
electric.
mindset, though.
mhm.
We are looking at this from the marketing mindset. The average person is not.
Oh, I go back to luxury. I go
yeah,
back to the
yeah, but see, the thing is, when you say you go back to the luxury and the aspirational quality of it, a lot of people don't care about the luxury. They just want to say they have it. You know, how much people walking around here with a Louis purse.
But that's the same thing.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, they may, and if they have an authentic Louis thing, right?
Mhm.
They might have the cheapest Louis thing just because they want
just
something
wanna
that
say
say
they have a
Louis.
design.
Say Louis.
I mean, that does
You see what I'm
exist.
saying?
Does
That
exist.
that
For
ha-
sure,
that's
for sure.
legitimately what it
They
is.
just want to feel
Right.
So
so
if
Because
they-
they're like
exactly.
successful in selling the dream.
Right.
Mm.
I feel like that also still does lean into the luxury.
Yeah,
though.
it does. It's a dream.
Because
You
it's like
selling a
At least you
dream.
got a piece of the luxury.
A little
Even
bit
though
of
it's
luxury.
not big.
Might not be
Something
real,
big,
but I got the
make
little
it
logo.
my way.
Like that's the whole point.
Okay, so let's talk about a behemoth example of this full rebranding now. We talk about Jaguar, international. But who is a behemoth, or what is a behemoth brand y'all felt like had a full rebrand, a full, change?
Work.
Yeah.
Oh,
Go.
I got one.
Go, because I got one too. Let's
Let
see
me-
if we're thinking the same thing.
Okay. I
3, 2, 1.
Switch up.
Muddo.
Bumba. Hey.
Now, Switcher, let's clarify.
Okay,
If you
Switcher,
want to be
we
a client,
don't.
just
No,
do-
listen.
Girl,
Switcher, we are available. We are available
will
for
do
marketing
everything, girls.
consultancies.
Yes.
We will help you out of
But
this. Out
that's
of
why
this.
we're here to tell you why the rebranding could.
So here's the thing.
Mhm.
So here's the thing. Switcher started out with a really great product.
Mhm.
First of all,
Mm-hmm.
they started out. They had a lot of corporate influence. They were very involved in the community. They have changed management. Like the company itself has changed hands.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they have grown. Now, what happens a lot of times with these companies is the bigger you get,
That conglomerate.
that sort of conglomerate feel takes
Mhm.
away from the initial sort of small business. You
Mhm.
grow, and so maybe your processes are different. Maybe how you
Mhm.
make your product is different, and all these
Yeah.
other things
Yep, yep,
because
yep.
you are now focused on the capital,
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
right, as opposed to the product and the community. And I
Right.
think that is sort of what has happened.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They kept like some of the branding,
Mhm.
Mhm.
but I feel like what has happened is there has been such a shift in the
Yeah.
way that the product itself
Mhm.
is made
Yep.
that is spilled over into the way that it is marketed, and it is
Mhm.
also spilled over
Mhm.
into public opinion of the
Yeah.
brand.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, because Switcher exports and does all that now, and
Yeah,
like
their
Ralph
process
said,
is it has to
Yeah.
be more mechanical. When you are a
Right.
smaller business
Yeah.
and you have your hand on everything, you
Mhm.
could
You're more
taste.
hands-on.
Now
You could
things
take
are
one
more
bar.
You
artificial.
could taste
Yeah.
that batch and
Yeah,
say,
but
"Oh,
like,
this feel
that
right."
one,
Yeah.
Now
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
you have an
That's what-
assembly line that you gotta go out. You know what?
Mhm.
Checking that
Because you
quality
focus
assurance.
on you
is not-
focus on the profit.
Get it
You
out.
ain't focus on
Right.
the
Yeah.
taste and all that no more.
You
You
see
just
what I
like
mean?
how much bottles I could sell.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So
So I
Now,
think
I'm
that's
all
also
for
something to
growth.
remember.
I'm all for growth. I'm all for getting a better bottle or whatever have you. But
A
if
better
your
bottle.
product
hello.
if your product does not match the rebrand that you're trying to have, it's gonna be unsuccessful. Because I want to see your product elevate.
Right.
If you trying to elevate the brand, like what's the point if it's gonna be worse than what we had? I don't know about y'all. If I go to one little food truck or whatever and I see a certain type of bottle, I know they make that from scratch. Like there's been a clear bottle, and then y'all know what I mean. And I know
Yeah.
that gonna be
You-
busting.
Yeah.
But now when I look at it and I'm like, oh, Switchy used to be so good, dog.
Yeah,
Oh. And I just pass it. Now Janae is an avid lover, so if you want to sponsor,
Yes.
you know,
Contact
But,
me through FMG.
yeah, I liked when I could see the pulp in the actual drink, and the
Yeah.
whole experience now is just so different. But I understand it comes with the manufacturing process and all these different things,
Alright.
being money focused. I get it,
Yeah.
but like you lost the core, you know.
So I think that's a good point when you are rebranding as a business. Like if your product, whatever your product is, you have to make sure if you're like Larissa said, if you're
scaling
elevating,
up, if you're
elevate
scaling
your
up.
product too, or
Yeah.
even if it remain the same, at least keep some bit of familiarity where your audiences are able to say, okay, they did
No,
better, but
I don't
I
think
feel
that
like I
they
still like the
totally-
product.
Yeah, I don't think that they totally
Which I still do
abandoned
love.
the sort of familiarity that you're talking about. The
Mhm.
branding itself,
Branding
has-
is there, but
the
for
branding
taste,
has sort of
Right.
remained the same, but the product is different. If you talk
Yeah.
to people
Right.
who actively drink the product, who buy the
Mhm.
product,
Right.
they can tell the difference.
there's
It's
a
the
difference.
formula is different.
yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that
Yes.
happens across the board because that has
Yeah.
also happened for like black hair care products. Once they,
True.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Carol's daughter,
Oh, I
there was
remember
a
that.
thing.
Even
Mhm.
Shea Moisture.
Shea
too.
Moisture,
Shea
you
Moisture,
know,
yeah.
there's
But this
there's
is what I'm
tons of
saying.
them.
With that change came a downgrade
Mhm.
Yes.
in the product that the audience, or well, no, in this case, consumers,
Right.
those who especially had like a more relationship where they was consistently using that product or that
Right.
service or that item,
Yeah.
whatever it is,
Right.
they're able to tell. Like
Mhm.
a new consumer coming in, obviously can't tell the difference. So they
Yeah.
might say, "Switch is
This
beautiful,
is
amazing."
this is
Right.
what I
or
know.
Carol's daughter, or what the next one name?
Mia.
Mia.
No, it's the one with
No.
the orange cover. Y'all know what I mean?
Cantu?
Cantu
Oh,
Cantu was
yeah.
falling
Cantu
out,
was one
making
too.
people hair fall out. The products were watery. It wasn't working. So all of these changes, as a consumer, I can tell because I use your product so much. So I think when you rebrand, when you expand, elevate your products, either need to stay the same if your consumers loved it. You need to stay the same, or if you do elevate,
better.
make it better.
Yeah.
Make it better, and hopefully that change is noticeable. So
Then your numbers
public
could grow.
forum could be,
Yeah.
oh, they got so much better. Switches used to taste like this before. Now it's like a 20 out of 10. I love it.
And
You
all
know,
of that will
that's what it needs
translate
to
to
be.
your sales in
Right.
general. Yeah.
Right. So that's
Yeah.
just something to note. Obviously, with new management, you might not always be able to have that control.
Yeah.
But I think it's something to know, especially for smaller businesses when you want to rebrand in the future. Your product gotta do good
Yeah,
too.
and the product,
you gotta do good
you
too.
could have the best logo, the best
Mhm.
colors, the best branding. But at the end of the day, if your product ain't on the same level as when people fell in love with you or better, it won't be successful, in my opinion.
And I think that's a great note to end on. So we had a lot of conversation, y'all. A lot of things was hot. The girls was going off. And I love this type of commentary. So thank you, ladies, for being on this episode of
No
Unscripted.
problem.
Make sure
Guys.
you let us know in the comments below. How are you feeling about rebranding? We talked about celebrities. We talked about Black culture. We talked about the different companies.
Contact FMG for all your rebranding.
Yes,
and
we will have the number on the screen right here.
Insert.
Thank you. This
Insert.
has been FMG Unscripted, Mondays at 7 p.m. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Facebook. And definitely make sure to follow all of our different social media platforms. That's LinkedIn, that's Facebook, that's Instagram, that's TikTok, because we're here to stay and we got some good content coming for you. We're out.
Bye.
FMG.